guys, my name is Nicole Scott, and today we're going to be talking about student loans. So there was just a recent update that came out about the deferment program for student loans, and we're going to be going over that. So it just came out 6 hours ago, and we're going to be talking about how this is going to affect you, what you should do with your student loans, and how to go about managing your student loans. So let's get straight to it. My name is Nicole Scott. I go by Credit Coach Nicole Scott on YouTube. So if you haven't by now, make sure that you subscribe, because I provide a lot of credit information, credit training. So if you want to repair your credit or start a credit repair business, you are in the right place today, folks. So we're going to be reviewing this article that actually just came out recently. So I'm going to actually share my screen with you guys. Biden pauses on student loan repayments, adds fuel to the inflation fire, experts say, right? So I don't know how true that is, but they are calling for permanent cancellation of all student loan repayments. I don't think that's personally going to happen. That's just my opinion. Of course, I don't give legal advice. This is just information that we're going to be going over, and I can give you some experience that I've had working with clients on what to do in regards to it. So it says here, President Biden's decision to extend a pause once again on federal student loan payments is only worsening the current inflation crisis, and his consideration of canceling the debt altogether could have a disastrous impact on the economy, one expert warns. Now, of course, I don't personally think that that's going to happen. They might cancel some of it, but we'll see. You never know. So earliest this month, the U.S. Department of Education announced an extension of the pause on the student loan repayment. And they are going to be actually, going through August 31st. So Biden, in a statement, said the U.S. is still recovering from the years-long coronavirus pandemic. And so therefore, they're going to extend the deferment of the student loans repayment plan, interest and collections through August 31st. Now, it is April. So August is right around the corner. Okay. So you guys just need to be prepared for that, because when it comes to student loan debt, they're not going to even report that you're late until you're 90 days late. So they're actually going to try to work with you for 90 days before they start reporting it onto your credit report. So let's see, September, October, November. By December, if you guys don't deal with it, you are going to have a major impact on your credit report, because they're going to start reporting that your account is 90 days past due. And in a minute, we're going to get to how to go about doing that. So they're talking about canceling student debt. Nothing has been put into place. But obviously it's still something that is in the works. So, just keep in mind that anything can change at any time when it comes to the student loan debt. Today is April 20th of 2022. So therefore, we don't know what the future holds when it comes to student loan debt, but Biden has previously said that he supports canceling up to $10,000, but he argued that it should be done through congressional action, which of course means he has no say so over it. Congress has to actually agree on it, and therefore that could be, a whole, mess of a situation. So let's talk about how these student loans are going to be affecting you, what you should do about it, and so forth and so on. Because at this point, we cannot rely on the student loan debt being canceled. If it does happen, we just have to kind of consider that a bonus. So what do we do in these type of situations? Now, in my opinion, what we should focus on is, using the trade lines that you have, getting them into good standing and leveraging them, because student loans are considered trade lines. So if you have a trade line that has, 15 years of on-time payments and has a good history, it's helping your credit profile. And if that account were then to, go to 90 days late or be removed, your credit score is going to drop. So you have to leverage these student loan trade lines, get them back into good standing. If you have a good history for the last 24 months, don't mess it up. So what you need to do is you need to call whoever your loan service provider is. So if you don't know, you can go to the student loan website and you can find out who is servicing your loan, and you need to contact them to get back onto a program. You can get onto what's called the income-based repayment program. So when you call them, they might tell you, oh, your balance is $100,000. How are you looking to pay that today? Of course, they're just saying that to scare you because that's what they have to say. But you need to let them know, hey, look, I'm a struggling student. I need to get on an income-based repayment plan. They will send you a form to fill out that has what your income is minus all of your expenses. And mind you, you can put your housing expenses, you can put your daycare expenses, you can put your fuel expenses, every expense that you have, from utilities to groceries to everything that your monthly expenses are, put it all on there and make sure that, you are realistic, because when everything's said and done, you might have, $10 left over, $20 left over. Great. Go ahead and let them know, hey, after I get my paychecks and I pay all my bills and we take care of business, I only have $20 left over to give you guys. So they will put you on an income-based repayment plan. And I've helped people get into repayment plans as low as $5 a month, $20 a month, $35 a month, because this is what they're there for. We are recovering from coronavirus. A lot of people lost income. A lot of people, lost resources to make these payments on time, which is why they put a pause on it. But in reality, we still need to deal with the situation. So how do we deal with the situation? We got to go directly to the source. And in this case, the source would be whoever is servicing your student loans, because they're the ones reporting to the credit bureaus. And you want to keep this trade line a positive trade line. So get on to an income-based repayment plan. The only time that I really advise people to try to get student loans removed from your credit profile is when your debt to income is just too much. But even then, there's no guarantee that that debt is going to be removed from your credit profile, because at the end of the day, if this debt is valid, it is something that you owe, right? So it's not, there's good debt and bad debt. Student loans kind of like that gray area where some people might consider it to be good, others might consider it to be a risk. You really just have to kind of determine based on who you're working with as far as who the lender is. And some people will look past it as if it's, an okay debt to have. And others, might say, hey, look, until you get some of this loan debt paid off, there's nothing we can do for you. So, but there are places out there that will work with you because there is a lot of student loan debt out there. But to make a long story short, the student loan debt is not going to just go away. So even if student loan debt is not on your credit report, if it's still lingering out there and you still owe it, it's going to come and it's going to bite you in the butt. This is government this is the government that you owe money to. So let's be real about this shit. Okay. This is the government who you owe money to. They are going to get their money one way or another. Okay. They are going to garnish your wages. They are going to take your taxes. Okay. And until you deal with the source, meaning you are dealing with the person who says that you owe this money, which is, the student loan servicer, or if you're dealing with the government directly, or whoever you're dealing with directly that says that you owe this student loan, you need to try to deal with them directly to get it either forgiven, like say, hey, what kind of forgiveness programs do you have? What is the latest on the student loan forgiveness acts? What can I apply for based on, some of the forgiveness programs that are available in out right now? Ask them. And you can also do a little research, because there are programs, like if you work for like a city job or a county job, or you work for a nonprofit and you've been there for 10 years, then you can get your student loans forgiven after that. But, of course, you need to meet the criteria first, meaning you need to make all the payments on time, and you can make a payment as low as $35 for the next 10 years, but it's worth it. After 10 years, you get the student loans wiped out. If you work for a government agency, county, city, as long as you fit within that criteria, you're good. So you just want to make sure that you ask questions. Okay. Do a little bit of research. Don't just take my word for it, because anything can change at any time. I'm just doing this video for informational purposes so I can help you guys get your student loans rehabilitated, make sure that they stay in good standing so it doesn't affect your credit. Because guess what? I have worked with a client in the past where they did not deal with their student loans, and this was recently. So even if you're not worried about it, call whoever is servicing your student loans and just verify, hey, I just want to make sure I'm still in good standing. I want to get onto an income-based repayment plan, so that way you can get on the plan now. And that way you can make your first payment by, say, August. So you're prepared. They might tell you, sure, we can get on a plan, but just know there's no payments due until August. Okay, great. Well, let me go ahead and get this program set up, because when you do get onto an income-based repayment plan, they are typically good for 12 months. And then you'll have to renew every 12 months. You have to renew into your program. So you need to stay on top of your student loan debt. Now, if you have worked with a credit repair person in the past, and maybe they were able to, or maybe you were able to get your student loans removed from your credit profile somehow, some way, then of course it doesn't mean that the debt is just going to go away. It means that it's not on your credit report, and it's not going to affect your debt to income when you're going to purchase something like a home or a vehicle or get some other sort of funding. But it means that you still owe the debt. So if you need to get onto an income-based repayment plan, contact the servicer and make those payments, because if they're warning you, hey, look, you owe this money, and we're going to garnish your wages, we're going to take your taxes until you do something about it, it will happen. So it's not going to just go away. It's better just to deal with the problem and to turn the negative into a positive. Because check this out, like, think about it like this: student loans aren't necessarily bad. They, were probably one of the first accounts that you ever established in your credit history, right? So it's got a lot of history on it. A lot of student loans have, 5-10 years worth of history. And a lot of those payments, as long as they were made on time, even if they were deferred, they still got a positive. They weren't negative, right? And sometimes we can even turn those negatives into a positive. We can dispute it with the servicer. We can try to get the accounts rehabilitated. We can try to get the accounts consolidated. You can try to get the accounts, you can also refinance the accounts. If you have a really high interest rate, you can refinance the old ones, try to get the old ones off, and then of course, build on the new ones. Of course, you wouldn't inherit the history on the new ones, but if you have a lot of late payments, then the account's no good. Because one of the biggest things when it comes to these trade lines and paying your bills, or I guess you could say any trade line out there, is making sure that all of the payments have been made on time. And if there has been a slip up, or if you've made a few late payments, you want to try to get those corrected with the creditor and say, hey, look, this was a one-time incident. I apologize. It'll never happen again. Please have mercy on my soul, blah, 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 blah. Those are called goodwill adjustment letters. And you need to come from the heart. Let them know, hey, look, this is the one thing that's holding me back from being able to obtain what I've worked for so hard, which is buying my first home, or obtaining more business funding to grow my business, or whatever the case is. Come from the heart. Let them know, hey, look, I'm a real person going through some real things, because I made a mistake one time, and it wasn't really a mistake. It was more or less like a bank error. And this happened, but I thought I was on auto pay. The auto pay did not go through. And next thing I know, I have a late payment. So, I've learned a lot from then. I've set up my account on auto pay since then. So make sure you set up your accounts on auto pay. And I'm asking for a one-time goodwill adjustment, and, see what they say. Send it to the CEO of the company, send it to some of the people that, are major players with that company, that have the authority to either make the change or get it to the right people who can make the change. Because when you call these places, a lot of times you're not talking to the gatekeeper, you're talking to, a frontline soldier who does have any ability to change something like that, doesn't have any knowledge or training on how that works. So you're really just barking up the wrong tree. You really just need to ask them, hey, how do I get in touch with the dispute center, or whoever can help me with credit reporting when it comes to my account, whether that's a fax number, an address, an email address, whatever the case may be, you get that information. So I just wanted to kind of go over this with you guys a little bit because, I have a lot of clients that deal with student loan debt, student loan issues. And I tell all of them the same thing, like, hey, these student loans are not necessarily a bad thing, because we can turn a positive into or negative into a positive trade line because it's got a ton of history. And we can't just rely on the government to cancel out these student loans. It may happen, it may not happen. There's been a lot of talk of it. A lot of the government people, like the president, they're on board for it. They want it to happen, but at the same time, it's not just up to them. There's several other parties and other things that need to happen in order for something so huge like this to occur. Because if something like this were to occur, the country could go into, a recession, like they are saying in this news article that just came out recently. So we want to just make sure that you're staying on top of your business until this actually does happen, because we can't rely on them. You always got to take your responsibilities into your own hands and ensure that you're doing what's best for you. And if it does happen, awesome. But either way, you got it taken care of. You can get you onto a income-based repayment plan and at least be paying something. And that's also going to help you, because that's going to be another on-time payment every single month that's helping you build positive credit. And, like I said, there are some lenders out there that can work with you, even though you have student loan debt. You just want to always, express your, with different companies, get quotes from different people, see, do some research online and see, hey, what lenders will work with people that have, a lot of student loan debt. Maybe, you have some sort of profession that was in demand and you went and got licensed as a professional in that field, but now you've incurred over $100,000 in student loan debt. There are, companies out there that will understand that and know that, hey, look, this field is in demand and we get it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not something that is going to affect you as much as if you went and got like a bunch of personal loans or a bunch of auto loans, a bunch of loans that really didn't have something that can better your career or make you income in the future. So you just have to, ask questions with whatever lender you're working with and see what the situation is. So again, my name is Nicole Scott. I hope that you found value from this video. If you have, make sure to smash that like button, make sure to subscribe, because I'm always dropping videos about personal credit, business development, and so much more. So if you are interested in repairing your credit, feel free to go over to our website, therealnicolescott.com, where we have a bunch of DIY credit repair options for you. We also can help coach you on what you need to do for your credit. So if it is something that you're like, hey, look, I just need some guidance, I need some assistance, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, because at this point, nothing is working. I've tried credit repair. I've tried Lexington Law. I've tried this, I've tried that, but it's just not working. That's what I specialize in. I am a credit coach. I'm going to help you build your credit, structure your credit report. We'll see. Everyone's different. There's no black and white answer. Unfortunately, there's a lot of gray area when it comes to credit, and everyone is completely different. So schedule a free call. I do give out free 15-minute consultation calls that we can go over everything and at least see where you're at, so I can give you some general guidance on what I think would be best. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, and I don't give any legal advice, but what I do give is value based on results that I've gotten for myself and for my clients. We currently have over 200 clients here at Credit Coach Pros, and my name is Credit Coach Nicole Scott. So take care, guys. Until next time. Woo. See ya.